Many organizations solicit your contributions to help fund their worthwhile activities, but we realize you can't help them all. Over the next 7 minutes, you're going to learn about Life Directions, a unique, youth-oriented, urban-based human resource, how they work, what they accomplish, and why they merit your participation and consideration. For the countless numbers of young people in our city, daily survival is a bleak reality of urban life. Yet for almost 2 decades, faced with incredible budgetary limitations, Life Directions, working within the public school system and on the streets, has helped over 30,000 young men and women become self-responsible adults. There are still countless thousands who are at risk, who need the help Life Directions can bring to their young lives. The challenge is to help them before it's too late. You can make the difference.
Now, we said it 20 years ago when we started. And 20 years ago, it was 15-year-olds carrying guns. Now it's 11-year-olds. And in 20 years, it'll be 7 years old. The issue is how do we help young people get through school without destroying themselves? We have a program that begins with young people who come into school, and we're going to walk with them.
If it had not been for Life Direction, then I think I would have dropped out of school. End up with a gang member, nobody, you know, maybe pregnant, maybe still doing drugs, killing my brain cells. I mean, that all would have led up to the same thing, nothing.
If it had not been for Life Directions, I'd probably be doing the same thing, probably in jail, dead.
So give me the price of one person in jail for 1 full year, and I'll help 300 not go to jail.
I first became aware of Life Directions about 13 years ago when I was working with school districts and saw the tremendous amount of particularly federal funds that were going into programs to help the poor and especially the youth with little results. And I then came across Life Directions and was a bit skeptical at first, but I checked them out. And what I found was, frankly, remarkable to me, that they were the one organization that was working with young people in the school districts and in the city that actually produced results, that what they said they did truly occurred. Young people had changed their attitudes, had changed their habits, and in effect became responsible for themselves and their own lives and their own life decisions.
So Life Direction helps you, like, find yourself, who you are, what you like, the special things about you. It makes you feel good about yourself.
They steer you in the right direction. If they know you're going in the wrong direction, they turn you around and put you in the right direction and try to help you out.
The one thing they always tell us, though, you know, we can't change you. You got to change yourself. We'll be there to support you.
A key component of Life Directions programs partners achieving young people with their peers, other young people who are at risk. Together and in group sessions, they resolve critical issues in their lives.
I asked a couple guys that I know why they got into gangs, and a lot of them do it because they think they're going to get protection.
I want too much out of life to join a gang.
I want to be the first one to get out of the neighborhood and to be somebody.
Since many teenagers at risk lack the guidance and support of parents or a caring adult, Life Directions developed a program that matches a trained, responsible adult with a young person to help bring order, meaning, and purpose to an otherwise chaotic life.
I see the changes in Naomi even since June. I see her growing, and I think I've helped contribute to that.
Life Directions staff are not ivory tower office-bound theoreticians. Often at great personal risk, they work in the tough neighborhoods where their young people live. Here's how 2 staff members describe their work and their goals.
Most of us come from the neighborhoods that we do recruiting in.
What's up, fellas? What's up?
We spend a lot of time in the neighborhood with the young people, just being there for them. If we're going to have a specific program that we're going to run, then we'll go to the community and we will go door to door.
How you doing? Good. We missed you last night.
We were taught with parents and grandparents and the kids about what we want to do. We allow them to also identify what they feel the need is for their particular kids.
I deal with a lot of the young adults that are the kids of friends of mine that I went to school with. And what I try to do is just not preach to them, but just let them know, hey, there is an alternative. You know, you don't have to You're not a victim, only if you want to be. You can make something of yourself, you can make good decisions for yourself, and it doesn't have to be the way that it is. The way I tell the kids, I said, being proud of being Mexican or Hispanic is having an MD after your name, not a number under your picture.
Life Directions also conducts open meetings called Neighborhood Circles that bring together youth, young adults, and caring parents to discuss and seek solutions to the fears, frustrations, and problems they share as members of an urban community.
They only have to know somebody who's into something wrong, and your kid can end up dead.
My son is 15, and he walks around with a big chip on his shoulder. He has a very bad attitude. He doesn't hesitate to say anything.
What do you fear most for Jack?
One day his mouth will get him into trouble.
Okay, and then what?
He'll be dead.
Imagine raising your children in one of our city's tough neighborhoods, where you live down the block from a family whose 16-year-old son was killed in a drive-by shooting, where half of your kids' classmates would drop out of school and then, if they didn't go to jail, would go on welfare rolls, where sexual activity begins for most by the time they're 13, and almost 1/3 of girls under 17 have babies. To you, these may just be sorrowful statistics, but to most kids in our city, this is their life. This is their reality.
I was in jail about 7 times. For a couple of times for fighting school, loitering, picked up for curfew, hanging out on the wrong street, I guess.
Tina, one of the workers in Life Direction, she knows my mom and she lives next door.
She saw what was going on. She saw, you know, there was those boys coming around, those gang members, and, you know, all my friends, sometimes we drinking or smoking, and, you know, she saw. So she says, Tanya, you know, pulled me aside. You go to Life Directions. What? You go to Life Directions, you know? So I don't need no help. And that was the sad thing about it, you know. I didn't even realize I had a problem. But I'm glad I went. And I think anybody who feels that they want to make a change or that there's a part of them missing, they should go, because it would help them. It made me, I mean, a whole different person.
Our mission is to wake people up before it's too late.
Life Directions works. Our programs are helping thousands of young people become responsible working adults, and we take pride in this. But with additional funding, we could expand our efforts and programs to reach and help even more young people who are at risk. Life Directions is not just another worthy cause seeking a tax-deductible contribution. By helping youngsters at risk, Life Directions makes our city a better place to live. Please, help us to help more young adults. Your contribution can make a difference.